Welcome to the Cockpit. I'll be your pilot tonight. I got my co-pilot, Gangrene David, in the house. What is up, guys? This is going to be a fun night. I am all amped up.
Woo. Wow, what an honor it is to be on the legendary Jets Talk 24/7 Cockpit stream. But before we get started, I just want to do a quick intro, and I want to give a shout out to the Entertainer Talking Sports for this legendary intro. So we're going to start off the show like this. Stand up, Jets fans! It is draft week, and I am hyped, and Jets Talk 24/7 is hyped, and we are ready to go for draft week. But before we get into the show, I'm going to introduce myself. Of course, I am Gangrene David on YouTube. You can definitely check out my content below. You can follow me on Twitter at GangreneDavid1. I definitely post Jets content just like he does over here, and I am ready for draft week, and I am ready to finally let all the smoke screens do the talking. Let's see, do all the smoke screens at its peak, and we are getting ready. Come Thursday night, all the rumors get put to rest. I can't wait.
Dude, I am pumped. There is so much to kind of consider. We're talking, are the Jets going to trade down? Are they going to stay at 3? There's, trade rumors. Does, Kyler Murray actually go number 1 overall? Or will he... You guys are fucking nutty. I'm reading some of the comments. Yes, I like it. Okay. All right. So, first off,
not working.
Your audio's not working. Let me see.
My audio is my audio looks like it's down a little bit.
You guys are fucking nutty. I'm reading some of the comments. Let's see. Yes, I like it. Okay. All right. So, why is your audio not working? Your audio's not working. Let me see.
I'm trying to see if.
Oh, no, I can hear you. I have you up on my other live stream, so no, it looks like you're working.
Well, someone says turn my mic. Someone said I turn my mic up, so.
I have it as loud as it. Maybe I have to turn up on OBS. This is possible. Possible.
Yeah, it might be a possibility.
How does work this? I don't know what I'm doing. No, I think it's up as loud as it can go. Maybe I have to turn.
All right. Well, looks like I got to be a little louder tonight.
Hold on. Wait. Talk a little louder, or talk a little bit. Say some stuff.
You guys hear me?
That should be better. Okay. There we go.
Is that better, guys?
I think so.
Is that better?
Sounds better with the music off. They can hear us. Yes! All right, yeah, turn the music off.
Everyone's still saying, please turn me up, but,
Nah, I'm seeing, like, some other stuff over here. His mic is fine. It's good now. Okay, cool. All right, so what do we want to get into first? What would be... Well, first off, what are you thinking for schedule? What is our win total going to look like in your mind?
Well, I'm not going to predict the win. I'm not going to predict that now because, unfortunately, I don't do these kinds of predictions, especially since we still got a whole draft coming up. We still got a whole training camp coming up. When we still have unexpected trades, anything can happen. So what I want to see, though, come training camp and throughout the preseason, we get a better identity of what the team is going to look like, and we have a good idea of what we're going to look like going into the season. But, however, building off free agency, right? Because free agency was obviously very big for a lot of Jets fans. If you look at the scenarios, right, we obviously got Le'Veon Bell. We got C.J. Mosley. We got Jamison Crowder. We got Brian Poole. We have a brand-new coaching staff, revamped, established. It looks – the team has a different look to it. Sure. So what we're trying to see out of Mike McCagnon now is he's trying to improve with a lot of these guys because no longer do we have like a very inexperienced coaching staff like Todd Bowles, being a defensive coordinator, taking on a head coach role. No longer do we have a quarterback coach in Jeremy Bates taking on the offensive coordinator role. You have legitimate coaches now on this team. Adam Gase is a coach with legitimate experience. Frankie Pollock, offensive line coach, legitimate experience. Greg Williams too. So with all the moves made, there is no reason as to why this team should win no more than at least 7 games. This is definitely a team that's trying to improve, especially with the splashes they've made, especially come draft night where they can make another one with the pass rusher. We'll see what happens now.
Dude, I'm excited. I think pass rusher has got to be the pick at number 3 unless we can trade back. I don't think you can take offensive line. I know you and I are both high on offensive line in some capacity. We want to fix that. But 3, I think, is a little too rich for me.
Yeah, offensive lineman at 3, I think is definitely that case. I think I've said in my past videos, if the Jets do trade down and they stay in the top 10, Jaywan Taylor's my guy because, of course, a lot of scouts now have him projected, I believe, going top 10, if not definitely top 15. The guy's a huge lineman, great combo block. I like what he can provide on that field. Of course, I think he would need a little bit of development, but of course, I think Frankie Pollock, being that legitimate offensive line coach, experience working with lines like the Dallas Cowboys, if the Jets do trade down and they do address that tackle spot, and Jaywan Taylor is my guy, and also Jonah Williams is another one as well, coming out of a great school in Alabama, great durable blocker. Of course, the arm length is a concern, but I'm willing to take the chance, and I stay at 3, and I take my pass rusher, whether it's Nick Bosa, hopefully he stays. Of course, a lot of Jets fans are high on him. I am myself as well. Josh Allen, the best 3-4 outside linebacker fit that there could be. Of course, he's a speedy rusher as well. And of course, Quentin Williams, considered the best player in the draft, great bull rush. So we'll see what happens, man.
This is a perfect segue to bring up Gangrene David and I will be at the Jets draft party at MetLife. Starts at 6:30. Come hang out with us. See us. I think, you're doing a live stream, so I'll come hang out by you. I might do a little bit of live stream. Maybe we'll have 2 going up at the same time. But I'm going to be walking around, saying hi to people and, going through the locker rooms. I've never been in the locker rooms over at MetLife.
No, neither have I. I'm pretty excited. Like, I've never been to that draft party. It's honestly, I was supposed to go last year, but
last year was a cool one.
Didn't work out, and I streamed from Buffalo Wild Wings. But now this year, I'm definitely going to be out there.
Oh, dude! What's great is last year we had the Jets and Giants because it's a Jet and Giant draft party. So you get they had the second and third pick last year. This year it's the third and the sixth pick, and they might even trade. So that place might go bananas if Kyler Murray falls to 3. Woo! Just be ready for it.
Discussion, man.
Oh, okay.
Kyler Murray falls to 3. Imagine the kind of compensation that all these teams are going to be willing to offer us. The Giants, the Redskins. Imagine the compensation we would be getting.
Dude, I was a firm believer that the Giants would not trade with the Jets, but if Kyler Murray falls to 3, the Jets and Giants are open for business for sure. Because I don't think the Giants want to see the Redskins trade up and possibly have to go against Kyler Murray for the next, 10, 15 years. No,
I 100% agree. I mean, we'll see what happens there, but if Kyler goes number 1, well, that does that.
Dude, but if he goes 1, it's going to be Williams or Bosa at 2. I think Allen is probably the third best of the defensive linemen, even though he probably fits our scheme the best. I think Bosa's talent could, supersede his like, I don't want to say lack of fit because he'll fit any system, but I don't know.
I think I get what you're saying because Nick Bosa's defensive end, and I believe he's kind of a 4-3 kind of guy, but we're running a 3-4 base. Like, that's the one thing that would concern me. Like, listen, I would love Nick Bosa. There is no way I would never say we should not draft this guy. I would love him. But, of course, like, the one concern is, like,
the injuries.
With Greg Williams, right? Because would you see Greg Williams running a lot more 4-3 formations because of a guy like Nick Bosa? He would solidify that defensive end role, but we would still need that kind of outside linebacker kind of guy because, of course, you have Jordan Jenkins, you have Brandon Copeland.
But honestly, our team, while we still, like, I don't know, I think we actually fit a 4-3 better. Like, I think we may not, like, if we decided not to trade oh, shit, that was a bad burp. If you decide not to trade Darren Lee, now maybe he becomes that outside linebacker. You got Williamson on the other side, and then you have Mosley in the middle. Then you have Leonard Williams, either playing D-end or D-tackle. You have Anderson on that line. Now, he is more of a 3-4 fit, and we just signed him to 2 or 3 years, I think.
It was like, I think it was 3 year, $24 million.
I think that sounds right.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I'm glad he's back.
Oh, yeah, me too. I like him. I think that was a good steal.
Underrated player last year.
So what do we got in the comments? Someone saying, what do you think of the Jets rumor that the Jets are looking at Ed Oliver? I think they're looking at every player, but I don't think Ed Oliver is in play at number 3.
I hope not. I mentioned this in my video earlier, but if the Jets do draft Ed Oliver at 3, I think that's a way too much of a stretch because with the exception of Quentin Williams, like, he's a defensive tackle. Like, the concerns with Quentin Williams, I think, alone, like, being that defensive tackle, because, of course, we have Leonard Williams, we have Henry Anderson, we have Steve McClendon. But Quentin Williams, I think, would make that exception because he's just a better player. He's got the better bull rush. I think he's got better awareness, and he's got the bigger size.
Yeah, I completely agree. I
And
could.
Oliver at 3. It's just a stretch. I think it's a stretch.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it at all. The only way I do that, and actually, I don't even think I do it if I fall back to 6 with the Giants. I would definitely take, you know, the pass rusher from Michigan at 6 or
Sean Gary.
Rashawn Gary. I would look at it. I would probably lean more offensive line. Probably
I
like
would too.
I
I
think
mean,
if we went back to 15, someone said it in there. Bradbury. I would take Bradbury at 15
oh, I would absolutely take Bradbury.
all day. I think that's overdrafting him by a solid like 10 slots, but you're getting the best center in the draft, and it's our biggest weakness right now.
It is our biggest weakness because you look at Sam Darnold. Of course, he obviously needs a legitimate center to snap him the ball.
Oh,
Look at
absolutely.
him here, dude. Spencer Long could not snap a goddamn penny, and look what happened. He was forced to rush his throws. He was forcing turnovers, and he got Sam Darnold killed. It got him demoralized. Luckily, the resiliency of Sam Darnold as a player kind of came into effect when he came off that injury.
Oh
But
yeah.
you really want to move forward with Jonathan Harrison. I mean, yeah, the only thing he can really do much better is snap the ball. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
his,
honestly,
his blocking scheme is a little bit iffy.
he was what 34th in the league, Spencer Long last year, and there was 32 centers. It's just like
I
God
think so, yeah.
damn it! Ah, son of a batch of cookies. No, you have that, and then you have the whole. Do you take a tackle? Because now Shell's coming back from injury, and you have Beecham going into the last year of his deal. So, dude, if we get 6 and 17 from the Giants, I'm still probably taking a pass rusher at 6. We need a pass rusher so bad. And then at 17, I would take the center.
If you have 2 first-round picks at this case, I think you do.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I think the Giants would never trade up with us because, I think it's just the whole inner-city rivalry.
I,
Uh,
I tend to agree. I think the Kyler Murray thing's a curveball. And one thing now that we have a few people in here, we are going to start taking calls at 8:30. So we got 18 minutes, guys. I see you guys trying to call in. So hang tight. 8:30 is when we're going to start doing some call-ins. But yeah, no, I think if the Jets have 2 first-round picks, if somehow it's Oakland, I would love to trade back with Oakland. If we can get the 4th pick and then fall even if we got their last first-round pick, I would still think Bradbury could be available at that last first-round pick, and we still get one of the top 3 defensive guys at 4.
Someone actually wrote in my comment section earlier, do you see the Jets maybe trading with the Broncos? I think, I forgot who it was. He was making the case, would you trade the 3rd overall pick for the
Von
the
Miller?
second, yeah, for Von Miller, the 10th overall pick. I forgot what the trade was, but would you consider Von Miller?
Yeah, I would.
think-
I definitely would. How old
I
is he?
would.
He's got to be 29 now.
29.
Probably. I mean, that's a guess. I don't know what he actually is. I'll look it up right now.
He's a proven commodity, too. I mean, dude, probably he's got some of the best spin moves I've seen as an outside linebacker.
Oh yeah. I need to move my alert box up. Why is this not? Bum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, 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 bum. Window capture. Nope. What am I doing? I'm trying to move stuff around on this thing. I'm hearing dings and bings and stuff, and I don't know where the dings and bings are
That
coming
was
from.
me.
Oh, okay.
That was
I'm like, I was like, is my little Sam Darnold guy not popping up? I have this little thing anytime someone subscribes. There's Sam Darnold going like this.
I think the ding was me. I think I might have. I don't know why I didn't turn off my messages on my computer, but hey, that's my fault. Sorry.
It's cool. Von Miller apparently is 30 years old. He just turned 30 March 26th. So
30
So
years
you-
old. Also, what's his contract like?
his contract, I'll pull it up right quick.
Would you really want to take that contract?
Well, hold on. I'll tell you how much cap space we have, and then I'll tell you what his contract is. So we have currently $26 million this year. It's going to take us about probably $8 to $10 million just to sign our draft class. So that leaves us with $16 million scot-free to sign free agents. So we're looking Von Miller's contract.
I think
He's got-
Von Miller got extended. I think in 2016, right?
He's got 3 years. So he's got 3 years
3 years,
left.
right?
He's got his cap hits would be 17, 17.5, and 17.5 the next 3 years, and you could
Wow.
cut him after next year. I mean, you'd save more money, obviously, if you cut him after 2 years, but it's basically a 2-year deal. But the money-wise, especially if the cap keeps going up by $10 million, each year, it's really not that bad. So if
So I'm actually reading the comment section. Jets fan 74, shout out to you, says, "What do you think about the Jets trading with the Bengals for number 11 and a 2020 first rounder?"
done, do
Done
it.
deal.
Absolutely. I
Done
would.
deal.
The only see that's the only thing that I would probably like want more than that is like the Redskins 1, 2, 3 and a 1 next year because I think that team's gonna be friggin' terrible next year.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
I mean I could be wrong. I because we
I'm
haven't.
not counting out like the Redskins have major quarterback issues when, especially since Alex Smith went down with that gruesome injury. They gave him a boatload of money too. So
Yeah, I mean
I
I could.
don't,
I could.
I don't undermine because of course the Redskins still have guys like Jordan Reed. So I'm not really going to undermine anybody.
Who is that? Gary Peters. Would you trade down with the Raiders for their second round pick if Murray's still there? Don't make me make that move. I probably would, but I would want their first round pick. I want that last. I'd be like, yo, the Giants are offering me two things. You give me, one. You give me your late first round pick because they're gonna have like one of the top 3 picks or top 5 picks in the second round anyway. So what's giving up, the last pick, their last pick in the first round? It's not that big of a deal. Maybe we swap them. Maybe we trade thirds too or something. I don't know. There's a few.
Well,
There's a few things
like
that could
there's
happen.
a lot of scenarios where you could trade down, but I think Kyler Murray falling to 3 would be where Mike McCagnon gets the most calls.
Oh, absolutely.
I think the Giants in need of a quarterback. The Redskins could trade up. The Dolphins maybe. Who knows? I mean,
There's no way in hell. No way in hell I'm trading with the Dolphins. The Dolphins, the Bills, the Patriots, you don't trade in division. That's
okay.
my like ironclad rule.
I guess that was my first questionable take of the night, but hey,
It's all right. No, but I understand the thinking because they need a quarterback, so I get the thinking of it.
yeah,
It makes
yeah,
sense.
it's just a very hypothetical thing. So
Now, would you be for the Dolphins saying trading up to 2 or 1 or whatever it is, like leapfrogging the Jets to get their quarterback?
ooh, that's a tough question.
It's I mean, I don't care if they give up a ton of picks. I don't know if either of those two teams in front of us really want to trade down. I think the Cardinals would trade down to like 6. I don't know if they would go much further than that.
Would they really trade down from the number 1 overall pick? I mean, I could see maybe the Niners trading down. I mean,
I think the Niners would trade with like the Raiders. I think they could do something like that where they still get they leapfrog us and they still get a top 3 defensive guy. I like that's the lore for the Raiders right now. If you have that 4th pick, the Jets and 49ers and even the Cardinals are all in play to trade down with that team. So which team's going to make a better deal? And will another team try to make a higher trade up? Like, does the 6th pick from the Giants and their 17th pick mean more than, say, getting one of those top 3 guys and maybe a late first?
right. So Timmy Cat in the comment section asks, would you trade Frank Clark for the 3rd pick?
No,
No.
absolutely not. There's
No.
no way in hell. That 3rd pick is so valuable.
It
And
is.
like I get it, you're still getting a pass rusher, but you're getting a pass rusher on a fat deal. Like why wouldn't you sit at 3 and get the pass rusher on a cheap deal?
You lose your pick, and you're giving him a big contract because he's under the franchise tag, and also
Yeah.
he's a 4-3 defensive lineman. Like, don't get me wrong, he's a phenomenal athlete. Like, he's definitely powerful, definitely has a natural feel to get to the quarterback. He's 25 years old, but however, you kind of look at it. Would you rather have a Nick Bosa or Josh Allen on a rookie deal, or would you rather lose your pick, get that compensation? Would you rather lose that pick and then all of a sudden give him a big back contract? I mean, think about it. Think about if you have your quarterback and you have a pass rusher on their rookie deal.
Yeah, no, I think I could not make that move in good faith. And someone said the same thing about Jadeveon Clowney too. Like, would you trade
Right.
something to get him? And I was just like, I like Jadeveon Clowney, but there is no way I'm giving up the 3rd pick when I have a pass rusher right there. Like, I could take him. I could take the next Jadeveon Clowney.
You can. I mean, you have him on a rookie deal. Like, you imagine your quarterback and your pass rusher on a rookie deal, and you still have your Pro Bowl safety Jamal Adams. You still have C.J. Mosley. Like, you're gonna try to do whatever you can to make your defense better. But of course, offensive line, I think, in my opinion, is definitely the biggest priority. Like them and pass rusher, I think, are definitely tied up because we haven't had a pass rusher since John Abraham. We're still trying to look at that. And then, of course, offensive line. We have to protect our quarterback. So.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think you have to go with the protect Sam Darnold approach. So I think all Jet fans are probably on the same page as far as let's trade down, acquire more players, but like don't trade down for nothing. Like, you have to come away with either a good amount of picks to get a bunch of good players, or you have to get one of those top three stud defensive players. And I think that's where I fall.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why like I'm deciding to stay at 3 if I'm Mike McCagnon, because the caliber of that pick. Like, yes, do you want to? Yes, are you open to trading the pick? Absolutely, but I think I think it's definitely got to be a very, very considerable offer. Like, you don't want to trade down for nothing. You're absolutely right. You want to get a legitimate. You want to get like a legitimate offer, especially if you're trading down to 15. You want to get a ton of picks.
Oh, yeah.
So that third pick, the value of it with the players that could be in front of you, especially with a guy like Kyler Murray, especially with a guy like Nick Bosa, Josh Allen, whatever the case may be, that value definitely foresets the trade for that pick, the trade value for that pick.
No, I agree. I think there's a lot of, I don't know. I really wanted Justin Houston over the free agency period. I was like, God damn it! I was like, why can't we get him? Like, we have a ton of money, just spend it. It's a 2-year deal, whatever, 1-year deal. I don't care. But now I don't know. I mean, is Von Miller worth, a 30-year-old Von Miller with $17 million a year, him plus the 10th pick?
Contract, though.
Yeah, but it's $17 million this year. Chances are you could move a little bit around because, I guess it may not even cost us $10 million to sign our draft class because of the lack of a second round pick, and if we fall back to 10, that's a little bit cheaper too now. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. I don't see Vic Fangio wanting to trade Von Miller away. That would kind of surprise me.
I feel like it would not happen, but
I think he wants to roll with Flacco for this year. He might take a quarterback at 10 if they fall to him, but they have Flacco under contract for like 3 years, and they could cut him at any point, so they don't really have to press for a quarterback.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they really extended Flacco though, but hey, Denver's got something going over there too. But
well, yeah, they didn't extend him. I think he had 3 years left on his deal.
Yeah, I think it was like a couple years, 3 years left.
Yeah. It was. Hold on, I'll get it right. Meow. It is.
I like that question.
It's 3 years, 18.5, 20.2, 24.2. So that's it's kind of a lot of money, but he's got no guaranteed money left, so you could cut him.
TAAP Salsa Shark says, would you trade the third for Ramsey in a second? Oh, yeah, I would.
God, no, I don't think I would. No, because I like Ramsey, but the third pick is so valuable, and I don't know if you're getting that pass rusher.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That's to me, because you're losing a first-round pick. Like, is Ramsey worth that much? I don't know. He's worth a first-round pick to someone. I think, mid-teens to 20s, sure, by all means, if you're going to take a corner. But I
would trade for Ramsey, but, like, for the third overall pick, I mean, like, because don't get me wrong, Jalen Ramsey's one of the best corners in football. But if you kind of have to look at it in this perspective. Yeah. Like, without a sustainable pass rush, your corners are just running around with the receiver all day. They're just spending all day covering, because without that sufficient pass rush, the quarterback could have all day in the pocket to throw. And eventually, that certain receiver is going to be able to break away and get open. The coverage is going to be blown. So you need that sustainable pass rush to kind of not really lift, but to kind of really help out more or less with the coverage. Because I think pass rush and coverage kind of connect in a sense where you get to the quarterback's under that pressure, and then the quarterback has obviously that more in pressure moment to get the ball out, and then all of a sudden that increases the chance for a corner to make a better play.
Yeah, I think the pass rusher is more important than the corner. And yes, I did just use a pair of scissors to open my next beer, so that was a thing.
Let's go.
That's what college teaches you, boys and girls.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, Gangrene David, I'm going to get a little racy right now. Ask me if I'd rather be black or Hispanic.
Would you rather be black or Hispanic?
Namaste, white. Oh God, I'm gonna get demonetized because of that. That's what's gonna happen.
Oh, boy.
I'm drinking a beer. Ugh, whatever, I don't care. I made that joke once before. I made that joke, and my friends dared me to say it to the pizza delivery guy. And I opened the door, and he was not white. And I was like, "Oh no!" I was like, I can't not do it." And the guy, like, he kind of, I got a smirk, and like, I was like, I didn't mean it. I gave him a good tip. I was like, "You're a good, like." Oh, use a lighter. I've used a lighter on my friggin' beer bottles before. I just don't have a lighter right here. I'm sitting at my desk. I forgot my bottle opener. Whatever.
Hey, that is what it is.
We got 5 minutes. 5 minutes before we start
5
taking
minutes
phone
till
calls.
callers, baby. Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Let's go.
What do you think about trading the number 3 overall for a lifetime supply of beer? Ooh, can I sell that lifetime supply of beer too? Because then I can make money on money. All about
Money on
that.
money.
All about that side hustle.
It's a win. It's a win-win in this case.
Oh yeah,
It's a win-win.
the third overall pick. Sure, why not?
Why
It's got to
not?
be good beer, but it can't be like Natty Light or something. Like if there's like, it's like one of those things where you have the, what is it? It's not the magic lamp. You have, well, I guess yeah, you have 3 wishes, and like each of your wishes wind up being slightly worse because you're like, oh, I want to live forever, but you watch all your friends die and like all this other stuff. Woo! Fluke just subscribed. What up? Sam Darnold popping up on the screen. Yeah. Oh, God, I like that. That makes me feel
Sam
good.
Darnold's in the chat. I can't. really see the chat clearly.
No. Watch the live stream. There's like a 10-second delay. It's gonna pop up on the YouTube live stream.
Oh.
Ding. There it is. See, I love seeing the little Sam Darnold pop up. Makes me feel good. If the Jets stay at 3, Josh Allen and Quinnen Williams are definitely the pick. It's either pass rushing outside linebacker or defensive line. Oh, Big Green Thrones! Yes! Thrones last night was not as exciting as I was hoping it was going to be. But we're talking Jets. We're talking draft. I'm not talking Game of Thrones right now.
Yeah, because unfortunately, I'm probably gonna get a lot of backlash for this, but I don't watch Game of Thrones.
Oh, you're just a bad person. You're like, you're basically Stalin.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. But hey,
Oh.
I actually am gonna probably get into it because the hype around the show is just unreal. But
Dude, you got. Oh, I got another one. Jose Constantino. Jose
I know.
Constantino. Subscribe
I know,
to the
just
channel.
Come bring it to me. I know, but I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's fine. We're not all, perfect.
Yeah, no.
Let's
It is
see.
what it is.
Let's see. What else we got in there? That Sam Darnold animation is outdated now because of the new uniforms. Yeah, it is. So is my logo.
know.
But guess what? My logo has a little jet spike on it, and we haven't had the jet spike for like 20 years. So go kick rocks. I'm going to do what I want.
Hey, listen, man.
How would you
Listen,
feel
man,
if the Jets relocated? Ooh, how would you feel if the Jets relocated?
Relocated where? Depends.
It would have to be like Long Island or something like that. It would be
Oh, yes.
away from Jersey. I would be upset because I'm in Jersey. Like, damn it.
If it was somewhere like in Queens, like right next to City Field, I would be all in for it. Like I can finally actually commute out to a game rather than have to drive and waste gas, pay for parking.
Oh, yeah.
Like I could just get on a train and go to the game. Like
Oh,
just,
yeah.
that's just what it is. Like I would do that, but Long Island though, I mean, I don't know. That's
Oh, yeah.
that's like an hour from where I am.
I'm all for the Jets getting their own stadium. I don't like that they play in a soup can right now. I think it's the ugliest stadium in the NFL that I'm aware of. But
MetLife Stadium?
yeah, I would be upset
Oh,
if
no. It's
if
such
they
a dull
left.
stadium. Like
Oh, it's ugly. But I don't know. I don't think it makes financial sense, but at the same time there were a lot of callers, I don't know if it was last week or 2 weeks ago, that were just telling me, yo, it failed by the new stadium failed by 1 vote. So, the Johnsons want to take them back to New York. So I think it'll probably happen at some point, but I really like that Florham Park is their training facility, and I'm like a half hour away from Florham Park. So, like, I'm going to the training camp. I think Gangrene David and I are going to meet up for that.
we should absolutely.
I like this stuff. I like this whole, commentary back and forth because, it feels fun.
Boogie Down Bronx, shout out to him, says, I don't think we should trade down. What's the point of having all those picks while a couple extra picks if the GM doesn't know how to evaluate talent? His record speaks for itself. That's the concern I have with Mike McCadden because, let's face it, this is the same general manager that drafted Christian Hackenberg. I mean, with the 2nd-round pick.
I agree. My thought process
I get
is
concerns of that. Like, I understand. Like, Boogie Down Bronx makes a good point. I understand the concerns of trading down because look at Mike McCadden's draft history. It's spotty at best. I mean, because obviously a lot of people give him credit for the 1st-round picks, but of course, then after that, how many of his mid-round picks now play in the league, or even how many of these mid-round picks have made it like more than a year on the Jets?
Oh, dude. Well, that's the sad thing. That's like it doesn't happen.
Nope.
All right. So now we are at the 8:30 mark. Let me pop open the Google Voice. So this is going to be weird. If it doesn't work, we'll just go back to just talking. But we'll see how this works because I don't know if the delay is going to throw things off. But hopefully this works. So the phone lines are now open. Numbers at the bottom of the screen if you want to ask us a question. We're going to try and keep it to, maybe not like a 20-minute conversation. I have some 20-minute conversations on my live stream sometimes. And I feel like people are just like, what the hell's going on?
That ding went off again.
Oh, here we go.
Call from
Why does my ding go off on my computer? Like, I can't close out. Whatever. That is what it is.
Oh, Thomas. What's up, buddy? Can you hear me, Thomas?
Yep.
Gangrene David, can you hear Thomas?
I do not hear him.
He does not hear Thomas. Start talking, Thomas.
Okay, so I want to talk about the draft, but before I talk about the draft, I want to tell you 2 stories of.
I can't hear him.
You can't hear him.
I thought it was me for a second.
Oh, man. Okay, hold on. I can hear you. Let me see if we could hear him on the live stream. So Gangrene David, listen to like the live stream. Oh God, that's gonna suck because the thing's gonna be all wonked up. Okay, how do I get this to hear that? Ooh, that's tough. All right.
Maybe because your headphones are in, that might be why. Like I can't.
I just didn't want to get feedback. Let's give it a go. Let's unplug the headphones from the jack.
I can't hear.
All right, let's see. Oh shit. Hold on. Now my speaker changed to my microphone. That's not gonna work. Pause. I can hear you, Thomas.
But I can't.
Yeah, it's going through like.
Hello?
Thomas, can you hear me? Thomas. All right.
Hello?
I barely hear him now.
I'm popping the headphones back in.
Oh my god. Why is the thing keep dinging?
Oh, now I'm losing my audio. Give me just a moment. Choose record. Speakers. Oh, you know what? It's this friggin'. That's what it is. I figured it out. Hold on. Let me unplug.
Hello?
All right, Thomas, start talking. Let's see what we got. Thomas. Hello. Thomas.
While we're waiting for that, Barrel Beast says, Gangrene David, where did you get your shirt? Do you guys have any gear suggestions for the Jets? I got this about a year ago, man. I mean, I love the shirt, but new logo. Now I gotta change my gear, and I'm starting with the new jerseys. I'm gonna probably buy one at the draft party when I stream over there. So.
Oh, wait, I think it's working. Hold on. Start talking. Gangrene David, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I barely heard him a little bit.
Ah, why is this? I have like sound coming out of my microphone right now, and that's not what I want to do. Hold on. I'm going to troubleshoot this. We'll get it. We'll get it going. Gangrene David, you keep talking, keep the comments going in the side.
Got you. So while we're dealing with some technical difficulties, let's interact with the chat. What are your thoughts on Ed Oliver rumors? It's just smoke screen, man. I don't really buy that yet. I hope we don't draft him. Gary Peters says he picked
Darren Lee in the first. Did not like the. You didn't like the Darren Lee pick.
Hold on.
Who are we going with in the draft? L. Carson says.
Thomas, wait. Hold on. I got it. Hold on. I think I got it working. Thomas, can you hear us? Thomas. Sorry, Thomas. I'm hanging up on you. Oh, we got another call. Let's give it a go. Let's see what happens.
Call from.
Drew from Jersey.
Yo, what's up, dude? Welcome to the Cockpit. Can you hear me?
No.
No. Can you hear me? Select speaker.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Oh, he hung up.
Yeah, see, I hear the Google Voice, but
I can see like... All right, my microphone is on the mic, and then I can hear the speakers through there. Let's see. Let's try this.
Call from.
Nathaniel.
Nathaniel. What's up, Nathaniel? Can you hear us? Nathaniel.
Daniel, you there?
All right, maybe it's a Google Voice setting because it's not like set up to that. Let's see. Oh, I figured it out. I'm an idiot. Yep, I figured it out. Give me a second. There it is. All right, Nathaniel, can you hear us? Nathaniel! God damn it! Speakers coming out there. Audio's coming out there. He should be able to hear me. I'm hanging up. All right, let's see. All right, Gangrene David, start talking. Why can't I hear anything? Can anyone hear me? Let me know if you can hear me, David. He can hear me. I can't hear you. Why can't I hear you? This whole phone call thing while I'm trying to, like, figure this out is really friggin' annoying. Communications, headphones, speakers, streaming. All right, I got someone on the line. I'm going to pop it open. I don't know who you are, but keep talking because I'm trying to figure out how to get this to work. God dang it, audio. That's not it. Oh, wait, my friggin' computer's muted. That'll do it. Hello? Oh!
Hello, I can hear you.
Yahtzee! I figured it out. Okay.
Yeah.
All
Got
right.
it?
Yeah,
Am I good too? Am I good, guys?
I can hear you,
I have
David.
a draft question.
All right, draft question. David, can you hear the caller?
Callers, speak. I want to make sure I can hear you.
Yes, can you hear me?
Nah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Boom! Got it working. Okay. Sorry about
All
that.
right,
What's your
you
draft
got it.
question?
Sorry about that, man.
Do you think the Winnipeg Jets ever get together with the New York Jets and go out and like lunch some pubs?
Say that one more time.
Do you think the Winnipeg Jets and the New York Jets ever like get together when they're in town and like say hi because they're like both the Jets?
I always wondered about that question.
I don't think so. I don't think it's happening.
No.
Like, I've always wondered that too.
he had money on it. He was trying to. Oh, he hung up.
Oh boy.
That's pretty funny. Oh, at least this is working now.
At least we got it to work. But guys, the lines are open. You guys can call in.
Call from
Nathaniel.
All right, let's try this again, Nathaniel.
to send a
Nathaniel, what's up, dude? Welcome to the Cockpit.
What's going on, guys?
What's up?
I just got a couple questions. One, first one of my opinion. I think we need to go after someone defense. I mean, we need to sack Brady, Breeze, anybody that we go after. We need to sack the quarterback. That is our number one objective on defense. Now, I do have a question. In the second, third, or fourth round, do you think we maybe need to go after maybe a wide receiver? Because there are some really good wide receivers out there that I see that could potentially be really good for us, I think.
If we fall back in the draft and we get a second-round pick, I want Hakeem Butler. I've been on the Hakeem Butler train for a while. The dude's got a lot of drops, but he looks like a freak. I mean, I would take – there's a lot of good guys. There's, N'Keal Harry. There's A.J. Brown. There's, Metcalf. I think a lot of those guys will go in the first. But, if we fall back with the Raiders and now maybe we get, a late first and we don't want to spend it on a center, which I think would be a mistake, maybe we do it.
Yeah. And
Honestly,
I also want to say
I don't
that
mean to cut you
there-
off, Nathaniel, but
there
I
is
actually mentioned that in my video earlier today because if you look at the wide receiver core, we have Robbie Anderson, Quincy Enunwa, and Jamison Crowder. And then who do we have after that? I mean, do we have Sharon
Right.
Peake? I mean, we have Quadre Henderson from the Giants. I mean, I would actually like the Jets to go. I mean, I didn't look at the wide receivers too much, but one I did look at, according to a mock draft, I actually did look at the film on this guy, was Riley Ridley, the wide receiver out of Georgia. Watching some film on this guy, and of course, Jets Talk 24/7 did mention some other names, which are definitely intriguing. But Riley Ridley, he's a solid possession receiver. He's great against press coverage. He's got good hands. He can also be a good blocker as well. And he's got a pretty good route. He's got a pretty good route tree. He's a good route runner, but he just doesn't have that elite burst. He obviously lacks the speed on the ball, on the deep ball, and the yards after catch is an issue. So I would definitely look at a wide receiver in the 3rd or 4th round, because I think you could definitely use one of those picks to enhance the depth at that spot.
Yeah.
Right. Now, another thing real quick, also, when you guys are talking about Kyler Murray and maybe being don't even think about that. There's no way that Arizona is not going to pass up on Kyler Murray. There's just no way. I just do not see it at all. I think they're going to stick with him. Josh Rosen, he's going to be out of Arizona. I don't know where he's going to go, but I just don't even think about that. There's just no way. They need a quarterback. Josh Rosen, they know, is not the answer. They're going to go after Kyler Murray.
I think that's, probably a really likely scenario, but don't be surprised if, they brought in Cliff Kingsbury to have Josh Rosen, work out. Maybe that was a thing. Now, they hired Cliff Kingsbury before they knew Kyler Murray was going to be eligible for the draft. So,
yeah, and based on that point, I mean, you kind of look at the situation here, and of course, Kyler Murray is a pretty intriguing prospect. And of course, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Bad Dog 7676, huge Oklahoma Sooners fan, definitely knows a lot about Kyler Murray, and of course, he's a pretty dope athlete. I love watching him in Oklahoma. But however, the Cardinals just traded up to get Josh Rosen. I mean, I don't really exactly find it ideal to give up on a quarterback after 1 year. You traded up to get this guy, and now you are looking at this guy to be the next potential face of your franchise. Are you really going to give up on him after 1 year? And a lot of people are definitely saying, oh, why are the Cardinals giving up on Rosen after 1 year? Which are also the same people that are calling Sam Darnold a bust, which just mind boggles me.
See, I think personally that if there's a team out there that Josh Rosen will fit for, I see him either going to 3 teams. Either the 49ers, because he would be a really good... Hello?
Hello, I can hear you.
We're good. You're good.
He thought I hung up on him because I changed the volume.
Okay, so I could either see the 49ers, Miami Dolphins, maybe, or if an emergency, Minnesota Vikings. Because I just feel like that there's some teams out there that their quarterback is going to get injured this year. I don't know why. It just sticks in my head. Those are the 3 teams that might pick up Josh and might be a little more successful because they've also got the experience of, okay, this guy is not the best quarterback. We can work with it. So I think it'd be beneficial to both teams if any of these guys picked up Josh Rosen.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of potential for Josh Rosen to get traded. We could honestly see him go to the Patriots. We could see him go to Miami. We could see him go to Washington. There's a lot of teams that may not want to trade all the way up that could give up a second-round pick for him. Now, maybe the Patriots decide to give up 32 overall, but I think they're going to go all in and try to win with Tom Brady while they have him. I think that's kind of the mentality that, they've seemed to have taken. I would expect them to take the tight end out of Iowa at the end of the first round if he makes it that far.
That's a done. I can't see them not doing that. They need a tight end since Gronk's out. Thank God, just saying. But yeah, they need him bad. They need. Let's see, who they just got to get rid of. Flowers gone now, right?
Oh yeah, Flowers is gone. They lost Trent Brown.
Their defense is pretty limited to what they have. Hence, they've picked up a couple of good D-backs, but they definitely need linebackers.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I'm just going to say this. Please employ Patriots. Please. We need to be up there again this year.
Thank you for the call, dude. I'm cutting everyone off a little bit earlier this time because I've had so many long callers in the past. So, boom, ask a question, get off the line. Whoosh. I'll keep you on the phone so that way I don't get more phone calls while we're answering the question, but just shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Sorry.
Oh, man.
See, this is how I discourage people from calling in. That's not fun. No, I love people calling in. Thank you for the call. Please stand by. We are experiencing technical difficulties. We figured it out. Took a little while.
Took a little bit, but we definitely got it to work.
All right, next caller.
Call from.
Steven Tranny.
Oh, I got to give a
One.
shout out to this caller, man. Shout out to this caller, Marky Carr on Let's Talk Jets Radio. Dude's a phenomenal caller, man. You should definitely go check out their podcast.
Is that who it is? Who we got? Who's on the line?
It's Steve Tranny. What's up?
Steve Cranny?
Steven Tranny.
What's up,
Cranny.
Steve?
What's good, dude?
What's going on, man? Who the hell are you calling me Cranny for? The hell's that about?
I can't hear what you're saying. It's like, it's like you're talking into a... Sorry.
It's funny because you're not the only person to actually have told him that.
Speak louder. No, it's
Can
cool.
you hear me?
I can hear you. What's up, dude?
All right. Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Not too bad. I'm hanging in there. What's on your mind?
So what's on my mind? Well, getting ready for this NFL draft coming up. It's exciting. It's definitely going to be very, very interesting what the Jets are going to do in the first round. I mean, obviously you heard the whole thing about the Jets not giving up the third overall pick to the Seahawks, trying to get like a guy named Frank Clark. But obviously, as we get closer to Thursday, is it going to be Quentin Williams on the board for us? Is it going to be Josh Allen? I just don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be very exciting.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of potential, and I think this is probably the most laid back draft that I'm going to be experiencing in a long time because we have the quarterback. That was the biggest thing. Now that we got the quarterback, we could trade down. We could get a pass rusher. It doesn't matter unless they take like someone stupid and like the third pick, like a tight end or something. I'd be like,
or DK Metcalf at the third pick.
I would trade down for DK Metcalf. He's a little stiff,
maybe.
but no, there's other receivers I like more than Metcalf.
Maybe at 15, maybe. But Steve, you said you wanted Quentin Williams, right?
Well, yeah. No, here's the thing. If Quentin Williams is available, if he is available by the time it's our turn, then I think the Jets should go after Quentin Williams. But if, let's say, Quentin Williams, gets taken second by the 49ers, let's say on Thursday, then my next choice would actually be Josh Allen.
Sure. I think most people are on board with that. I mean, I'm taking Bosa if he's there. If it goes Murray, Williams, I'm taking Bosa. I like Allen. I like that he's a local kid, but I am taking Bosa and running to the bank. I don't care if he's good for 10 games a year. Those 10 games a year are going to be friggin' insane.
Oh, yeah. If Nick Bosa falls to the New York Jets at 3, I swear, dude, I will go to Nashville and put the pick in my damn self. I'm serious. I will leave the draft party, hop on the next flight, because we're not far from Newark Airport. I will hop on the next flight to Nashville, go to the draft, and I will personally hand Roger Goodell the pick myself.
Yeah, but the only thing is my concern is about Bosa, which is that Bosa does have a very long injury history. I mean, we all know that last year he didn't play for most of the season last year for Ohio State because of that
now, do you
injury
think?
He had.
Here's the question, though. Do you think he did not play because he knew he was going to go high in the draft? Do you think he could have come back at some point and actually played? Was the injury seriously that bad? I think that's a legitimate conversation to have. Now, we also see the injury history with his brother, so there's issues there. I understand it. I think they're legitimate concerns, but God, he's just so good. He doesn't feel like a D. Milner to me.
No, he doesn't.
When I think of injury history.
You see the power he has, coming off the edge, just fantastic.
One of the worst draft picks in Jets history. Oh my God, that draft year.
He was terrible. Absolutely terrible.
He was so bad. He was so bad. Like he was getting burned every single game. I remember watching him, and the only time he was ever good was towards the end of the season.
Oh yeah, and it gives you just enough hope to he's going to turn the corner next year, and then it's like, oh, who wants to burn their toast because he got burned all the time, and that was just how it happened. It was terrible.
Yeah, that was a bad pick.
Yeah, no. Thing is,
again, that's the Edzek era for you.
So I mean, now that since we're all talking about the draft, I know tomorrow night on Let's Talk Jets Radio with Tyson Rouch and Joe from Long Beach, tomorrow night they're going to be giving their final draft prediction.
but I wanted to get your thoughts. So, Dave, Gangrene David, your final draft prediction. Who are the Jets taking at number 3, or will they trade down with another team?
Man, you know what? Honestly, I think Steve, that's the $1 million question. And you know what? It's going to be a little bit bold. I say they stay at 3. I think Bosa goes 2, and I think they take Allen at 3 because I love Quentin Williams, but Josh Allen I think him being the better fit is why people would consider it, because we do need that outside linebacker kind of role. And obviously they re-signed Brandon Copeland, and of course I think he'd be a great rotational player. The dude's coming off a career year himself, but however, I think Josh Allen would legitimately best fit the 3-4 base defense. I like the dude. Obviously, I do eye the concerns. Of course, he can get covered up against the run. The double team is definitely a concern to me, especially with him going on the inside, trying to attack the inside. But around the outside, off the edge, his speed is fantastic. He's got great footwork. His hand moves are fantastic. He has a natural feel for the quarterback. If Nick Bosa is off the board, Josh Allen is my guy, because with Quentin Williams, I do like the player, but you solidified a lot of your D-line with Leonard Williams, Steve McClendon, and Henry Anderson. And the outside linebacker is the bigger need in this case, which is why I would take Allen over Williams in this case because of the better fit.
You got me fired up. I do not think Allen has a very good arsenal of pass rush moves. I think he gets washed out a lot of the times. I think quicker offensive tackles will be able to move with him and push him past the quarterback. Now, he's got the speed. If the speed can get him around at the pro level, great. I think his health is awesome. I think he's a local kid. I like it. He gets after the quarterback, but I think he runs free to the quarterback a lot. I think what's going to happen is I think Murray goes 1, I think Williams goes 2, and the Jets are getting Bosa at 3. I think that's going to be the pick.
I like that prediction.
I think if Bosa's not there and Allen's on the board, I could see the Jets trading down, and I don't know. It's weird. What do you think of the Jets not taking the interview with Bosa? They didn't interview him at all, or at least
I'm shocked. I don't.
No. The thing is, though, it almost just sounds like because I've heard the things about Bosa, which is this. Bosa sounds like he's not really a big fan. Here's the thing. I think Nick Bosa is very, very, very good. However, though, to me, he is not my number 1 draft choice out of Quentin Williams. If let's say Quentin Williams and Josh Allen and Nick Bosa were still left on the board, I would take Josh Allen or Quentin Williams any day over Nick Bosa.
I hung up on you. I'm sorry.
Oh my god!
I need an ejector seat. That's what I need. I need some kind of animation. I go, and then boom, launch the caller out of there. No, I'm sorry.
You were just doing good, dude. Oh my god!
I had to cancel him out.
I will not slide on Let's Talk Jets radio, dude.
Dude, I've never tried to call into Let's Talk Jets radio.
Yeah, they're fantastic. They're phenomenal what they do.
No.
They do have Brandon Copeland on for an interview tomorrow night. They've had a lot of players on.
Oh, that's cool. I don't know. Would they I don't know anything about them, to be honest. Is it just a podcast, or is it
It is a podcast. They have, I think, they just surpassed 500,000 listens.
Oh,
new
nice.
caller.
To accept, press 1.
Who we got on the line? Welcome to the Cockpit.
So, how's it going?
Not too bad. What's on your mind, brother?
What's up, man?
No, I was just calling to see how your thoughts on the Jets offseason so far.
Oh, okay. Jets offseason. I like it. The only thing I don't like is that we didn't get a pass rusher and a pass rusher heavy free agency. That's my biggest issue. I wanted Justin Houston. I'm very upset that we didn't get Anthony Barr. I was so hyped. If you saw my video, I was going bananas. And then, less than 12 hours later, my heart broke, and I was sad.
Yeah, I'm sorry, caller.
You guys just got Le'Veon. What, besides the pass rusher, what do you think the Jets need in order to be playoff ready?
A center.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's pass rusher and center. Those are the two things. Everything else I would, I'm good with.
And I think corner is definitely something, too.
Think
I agree.
Sam has to do to be a top quarterback?
Honestly, it would not shock me this year, and I'll be bold. I don't care. I'm a Jet fan. Get out my way. I think Sam Darnold has the potential, and even Le'Veon Bell, I think both of them have the potential to break a lot of records this year for the Jets. It wouldn't shock me if Sam Darnold threw for over 4,000 yards this season.
It wouldn't either.
In the slightest.
Like,
And personally, I'm not a Jets fan, but like I like talking football.
What kind of fan are you?
I'm an Eagles fan.
Oh, Eagles fan. Okay.
ooh, shout out to Philly.
Philly. I got no hate for Philly, really.
I respect the hell out of Philly because I interact with a lot of Eagles video makers, so I know how that is.
Oh, I think he I think he either muted us or whatever. Very interesting. How do I like the Jets offseason so far? I love the Osemele trade, or Osemele. I don't know how to say his name. It's so like every time I hear his name, it's pronounced differently. But I like him. I like getting the fatties up front. I think he's better than Carpenter.
Oh, we got another caller.
Call from
Daniel.
to accept, press.
What's up, Daniel? Welcome to the Cockpit.
How's it going?
Not too bad. What's on your mind?
How do you feel that the Eagles are playing the Jets this season? Also, that the two New York teams are going at it, the Jets and the Giants.
I think so. The Jets and Eagles are facing each other week 5 after the Jets bye week. It's going to be interesting because Adam Gase is 1-1 after bye weeks. The one time he didn't have a bye week was week 2. Well, I mean, I guess they got it week 1 because of the hurricane that was coming through. I think it was a hurricane or a storm or flood or whatever it was.
It was a storm, I think, yeah.
Yeah, so they wound up having their bye week 1. They did win that following game, but other than that, he's 1-1 after byes. Now, Todd Bowles was really bad after byes. Rex Ryan, also not great after byes. Now, I could be talking out my ass a little bit because I don't really remember what Rex Ryan's record was after byes. I didn't look into it, but it felt like we haven't been good coming out of a bye since, probably the Mangini era. But I would say the Jets and Eagles, it depends how Wentz is playing. I think the Eagles probably have the upper hand. I predicted the Jets losing that game, but with the Jets and Giants, I think the Jets are going to beat the Giants. I think the Jets are really well equipped to handle the run, and I think when you look at the Eagles, they could be a very pass-heavy team that could cause the Jets a little bit of problems, especially at corner.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I mean, first of all, in regards to the Philly game, of course, my brother, he's a huge Eagles fan, and to all the Eagles content creators out there, I'm going to try to be out in Philly for that game. But in regards to the game itself, I feel like because, first of all, playing in Philadelphia has become a very difficult place to play. The crowd noise is just unbearable. My brother has told me from his experiences himself. So, I feel like looking at that game, I'm not going to say, I'm not going to give an early prediction now. I'm not going to give an official prediction. I'm just going to give my raw thoughts on this. I think the Eagles going to the season I apologize for the dings, guys. I don't know why they keep
someone's
going off.
blowing up Gangrene David.
Yeah, I'm
she loves you.
I'm a popular dude. But but in regards to the game itself, the Eagles obviously right now are in win now. Of course, Howie Roseman, managed to keep a lot of his own, which I think is fantastic, especially guys like Jason Kelsey and Lane Johnson. I think they extended as well. Of course, they extended Darby. They got Malik Jackson, which I thought was a steal, and Jordan Howard too. They got for chump change. Howie Roseman got me. I think in a raw analysis here, I think you look into that game. It's gonna be a lot of tests for these guys, especially Sam Darnold playing in that crowd noise. Also, Jamal Adams is gonna have a very tough test in a talented tight end like Zach Ertz, who's a great route runner and can catch the ball. And of course, like he said, corners are gonna be something to look at as well. So I have a feeling this is a game that the Jets would lose. So.
Okay. Also, this is a Jets question, but it's about football, which I know you guys love talking about. What do you think of the comments that Donovan McNabb made the other day about Carson Wentz and how the Eagles need to find a new quarterback if he doesn't take them to the championship by 2021?
Ooh, okay. So if no one watched this video, I have no views on this other video that I made. So I thought I was under the impression that I think Nick Foles was better equipped for that offense that they're running in Philly right now, and I thought they should have traded Carson Wentz for 2 first-round picks.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was kind of my take. And I have no, ill feelings against Carson Wentz. I like Carson Wentz. I think there is some, I think there could be fire to the smoke that was, what was it, Alshon Jeffrey, I think maybe said some comments, or there were comments about how Wentz wasn't really like a team player. He was always forcing the ball to Ertz. And there was a little bit of hostility in that locker room. And I think there's a little bit more there than we're probably seeing. But who knows? Now that the locker room, maybe those guys are a little more cleared out, and Wentz is another year older. I don't know. I like McNabb. He hasn't been relevant to me in 10 years, so I don't really care.
Yeah, I think
like
my stance on that, because I do watch a lot of Eagles video makers, and I got
quarterback.
Oh.
But the only thing that bothers me is that he's so injury prone, and it seems that every year he can't stay healthy.
Yeah, I mean, it's a legitimate concern. I think the best ability is availability, and if Wentz can't stay healthy, Foles has proven to be able to take them to the Super Bowl and win the big game in the highest scoring Super Bowl ever. So I don't know. I think that's
a lot of Eagles fans though have discussed the fact during that Super Bowl season, Nick Foles was obviously there to be that clutch quarterback, but of course Carson Wentz kind of carried them to that number 1 seed role, and then by the time he went down with that injury, then Nick Foles of course took over. And I consider him to be a very clutch quarterback. You saw it in the Super Bowl. You saw it throughout the playoffs. You even saw it throughout that Bear game. He was able to find a way to come in the clutch. He threw that touchdown pass to Golden Tate and managed to win the game for the Eagles. Granted, Cody Parkey will forever be known as the dude that missed that field goal, but that is what it is.
Gangrene David, I'm about to punch you if that thing goes off one more time. Turn your volume off.
I need to fix that.
We're in the middle of a live stream and people are listening. I think I'm going to turn this into a podcast. I think what's going to happen is once I start getting a little more comfortable with this whole system that we're doing, I might just start uploading it to all the different platforms. So that way, because I wind up getting a bunch of views after this thing airs. So I think people like listening to it in the car. Or they might, if they have YouTube Premium or whatever. By the way, if you don't have YouTube Premium, and I'm not getting paid to say this, maybe I am technically kind of because I'm a partner with YouTube, but
I think we both are, obviously.
Yeah, I really like YouTube Premium. Not having ads. If you save 15 seconds per video that you click on over the course of a week, and then a month, and then a year, whoo! Yeah. It's crazy.
I loved having YouTube Premium. I think I had a free trial for 3 months, and then all of a sudden, even it being on your phone, you could just play the audio, and you don't have to worry about keeping your phone on too. That's just another thing I loved about it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you for the call in, dude. I'm hanging up on you. I'm gonna let someone else call in.
Lines are open, guys.
Lines are open.
David and Jets Talk 24/7.
Yeah. Don't forget to come to the Jets draft party. We are going to be hanging out. We're going to be talking Jets, excited, just hanging out with people. Come up and say hi to us.
Call from
Lucas.
What's up, Lucas? Welcome to the Cockpit.
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up? I have a question about Greg Williams and if he affects the draft at all. Will he be a key factor in who they choose?
I hope so. My reasoning with giving McCagnon a little bit of slack is the hopefulness that Todd Bowles had an influence on some of the picks, and that's why some things didn't pan out the same way. Now, right. I think the coaching should have a say in part of the picks, and if there's hey, we have all our scouts and they've determined these 3 guys are this level, or within a certain threshold, then I think you should err on the side of the guy that has had dominant defenses. My Greg Williams video, every place that he stopped from start to finish, the defense has gotten better every single year. And when I think the Browns were 30th in defense before he got there, and then when he switched to head coach, I think they were 12th. It was a pretty big jump, and I don't exactly remember the statistics on it, but I would trust Greg Williams to make that choice.
Honestly, I think it does have an impact on you because I think it impacts in the sense of you draft a specific player and you're going to want to see what kind of schemes are you going to run if you're Greg Williams. And I've mentioned this point many times. So say you draft Nick Bosa, right? He's a defensive end. You know, are you going to run more 4-3 schemes, which Nick Bosa could be accustomed to, or are you gonna like also continue rolling with Jordy Jenkins or Brandon Copeland as your outside linebacker role? Because the Jets are actually running a 3-4 base, and I think a guy like I love Nick Bosa, but a guy like Josh Allen, I think, would fit that outside linebacker role, which is why after Nick Bosa, he's definitely the second guy I want. So I think in terms of maybe certain defensive play calls and certain schemes that Greg Williams could have a factor in, I think he could definitely have a factor in regards to the player drafted. I'm not so sure about the draft itself.
I also have a question: is what's like if they trade back? What's the lowest you think they'll go to draft the offensive lineman?
15.
Yeah, I think 15 is probably that threshold. Everyone after 15 pretty much has a quarterback. I think 15 is reasonable because that means we're getting next year's number 1, and I think they believe that Washington, with a rookie quarterback or with Case Keenum, probably could earn a top 10 pick, which gets the Jets a possible another trade down next year. So I think the Redskins make a lot of sense as the floor. I mean, I guess you technically could say the Giants with 17, but they'd have to give up 6 probably in order to make that happen.
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for the call, brother. Yay! Phone lines roping. Yo, so get this. I decided I used my little Photoshop skills and I made myself a little business card.
I need to do that myself.
Is
wow.
it going to zoom in? Boom. And then on the back, whoosh, the cockpit.
Yeah. Live every Monday night, 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Jets 24/7. That's how it's done.
See, I like it. And see, dude, I'm pretty sure you've called into at least 2 of these live streams, and now you are on one. I could definitely get used to this and do like some other things like this. This is a lot of fun.
This is fun. I agree.
All right.
Call from.
Alex Arroyo.
What is up, Alex?
What's up, man?
Welcome to the cockpit.
Oh, wow. Didn't expect to get on.
Oh, yeah, dude. I get excited because I see a bunch of calls popping up on my phone, but we can only get to so many, so when someone calls in, it just goes right to voicemail. So I see like all these like 20 voicemails that I get after like...
on the right side. I don't have the ding going off anymore. I just shut my phone off.
Ah, see, he learns from it. All right, brother, what's your question?
Okay, so let's say the Cardinals go for Murray, and San Fran takes Quinnen Williams. And so Bosa falls to the Jets at the 3. But then suddenly the Raiders call and offer their number 6 and
4.
number 24.
4 and 24. Okay, who are they getting it for? Or who are they moving up for? Is it Bosa?
They're going for Bosa, yeah.
I would do it.
24.
I would take it.
I would.
Because I think Allen...
Allen, I think, could be forward, honestly, like if you think about that.
It's really... Yeah, for me, you're taking Allen at 4. Then if they're taking Bosa at 3... And then at 24, I'm taking the center, Bradbury, and I'm okay with that. If you get those 2 guys, I think those 2 net a higher gain for the Jets than Bosa by himself.
I agree.
What would you do?
No, I would do that in a heartbeat. I'm scared of Bosa, honestly. Just injury history, I don't trust that.
Yeah, I think Quinnen Williams is the safest player in this draft. I think Bosa is probably I don't know if he's the best. He's one of the top 2. And then Allen is probably the safest question mark. Like as far as like, I don't know.
I do have a question though. So there's been a lot of talk. Like, do you think that Mike Maccagnan could use like his best player approach in this year's draft? Because he's done it with Leonard Williams. He did it with Jamal Adams. I guess you can say with Sam Darnold, because I think he was the quarterback that was projected to go number 1 a lot last year. Mm-hmm. Do you think that Mike Maccagnan can be utilizing his kind of best player mentality in this draft?
Now, I would be surprised if they... I wouldn't be surprised if they did it, because they did it with Leonard Williams over Vic Beasley. But I think they may have learned from that. I think it makes more sense to not crowd a position of strength and try to complement certain things. Now, that's not to say you don't take Quinnen Williams, because if you determine Quinnen Williams is the second coming of Aaron Donald, I'm doing it all day. because I think he'll stay healthier than Bosa. I think he is really good. I just don't. I want the edge rusher. We've had the defensive tackles we've taken now. If we took him, it would be 5 in like 9 years. I just can't endorse that and be happy with it. At least I'd have a hard time with it, I think.
Yeah.
No, yeah, most definitely. And then I just have one more question. Why does no one show any love for Elijah McGuire? Like, I feel like he's done plenty, or he's shown spark once he's gotten the opportunity, but I just feel like people have given up on him already.
I like this question, actually.
So do I.
Like, I think I'll start this one. Like, I think Elijah McGuire, he definitely did come on last year. I definitely think that when Isaiah Crowell did go down, he was kind of going on and off with carries. I mean, you saw a lot out of him. He's definitely a good special teams player as well. But I think now with Ty Montgomery in the mix, you're going to see the running back competition, at least for the number 2 spot, because Le'Veon Bell's, of course, going to be your starter. You're going to see the running back competition enhance. And, like, I like Elijah McGuire, but I want to see him compete for his roster spot. Like, and that's the case with a lot of these guys. Like, that's what I want. I want competition.
My biggest issue with the whole Ty Montgomery thing is that I really wanted to see McGuire get more carries, and I think this hurts that. And that hurts me more than, I don't care about Montgomery. Like, I'm fine with it. It's cool. But it makes me upset that they don't believe in McGuire. I was hoping they would.
Yeah, I agree.
No, yeah,
and I think he was relatively underutilized, too, in Jeremy Bates' offense, too, even though he was out, like, half the year. But we'll see.
Thanks, dude. Thanks for the call. Yeah, no, I don't know. I didn't watch a lot of Montgomery last year. He was on the Ravens, I think.
He got traded from Green Bay to Baltimore.
Yeah. I don't know. He's versatile, so what was he? He was a wide receiver / running back / kick returner.
I think he was a wide receiver, I think, coming out of college, but then he made the transition to the running back role.
Oh.
Call from
Joseph.
To accept.
What's up, Justin or Justice? I couldn't really hear it. Welcome to the cockpit.
It was Joseph.
Yeah. What's up, dude? What's on your mind?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Hanging in there. Cannot complain. Are you going to the draft party?
No, I'm like 2,000 miles away.
Whoa, where are you calling from?
Whoa, let's go.
Yeah, it's a person from Cedar Park, Texas.
Oh, Texas. I like it. Dude, we talked 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
I was going to say, I remember Texas.
Yeah. So I think I'm just going to be a little redundant. Make it happen with Josh Allen. I think I'm just so sold on him. I think he's not better than Bosa because Bosa has a technique, but Josh Allen has the speed is what he has, and if he can get a good technique and as I was thinking about that, I was like, wait, we have Greg Williams. Holy crap! What happens if he develops Josh Allen and then gets a good technique and he's fast off the ball? Boom, premium edge rusher.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I fully endorse whatever pick the Jets make because I trust Greg Williams. That's probably the biggest thing that I come away with from this whole situation. As much as I don't personally believe in Josh Allen 100%, I'm definitely more of a Bosa and Quinnen Williams guy. But if they determine Josh Allen is the guy, I will wholeheartedly back it. I think, they know way more than I know about football. So it's...
But building off what he said, I think you're definitely right. Like, I love Josh Allen. I think he's the best fit. I think he's got great speed. I think his explosiveness off the edge is fantastic. But of course, one thing about Bosa is I think compare Bosa to Allen. You mentioned technique. I want to talk about power in this case because Bosa, I think, is classified as a speed to power rusher. Allen is known more for his speed. Of course, he has the power to get to the quarterback. He obviously has the moves, the handwork, the footwork. But Bosa, I think, is definitely more powerful. I think he's also definitely more efficient with the double team. So I get what you're saying, man. That's a good take.
Yeah. And the thing with our interior, especially with Leonard, if we were to have Josh Allen on the edge, on the same side as Leonard, they try to double team Leonard or Allen, one of them's getting through.
You guys keep talking. I'm going to go take a leak.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
while he's in the bathroom, I'm sorry. What was your question?
If we get Allen and they put him on the same side as Leonard, and one of them gets double teamed, someone's gonna get through.
Someone's got to get through, man. And of course, both guys. I mean, this is where you could have guys like Henry Anderson come in. This is where you can have guys like Steve McClendon come in. But I think Allen would line up more of that outside linebacker role because I think that's where he's best fit, which is what a lot of Jets fans like about this guy. But however, like, I think you could kind of ask that question with Nick Bosa in the mix. And since Nick Bosa is more efficient with that double team, now you could be like, okay, one of them gets double teamed, the other one gets through. Because one thing that does concern me about Josh Allen, and I mentioned this in my video, my draft preview video, you guys go check that out if you want, is that he definitely has that concern of getting pushed up. And I think the double team's definitely that concern, especially when it comes to the ball carrier in regards to the running backs. So, like, I think if I'm Greg Williams, I would definitely, since I'm running more of a 3-4 base defense, I would put Josh Allen in that outside linebacker role.
Yeah. There's also the fact that Josh Allen can go and drop into coverage, and I think for me he's just the most well-rounded person of the three. Like, he has the power, he has the speed, and he can also drop back, and I just think he's the one.
Yeah, his zone coverage I think is fantastic. Like, he also can read too, but
he can read. Oh, that's a valuable asset. Sorry, I'm chiming in. No, I think. Look, I like Josh Allen. I like that he can cover. I want a guy that's going to pin his ears back and just come after the pass rusher. I don't care if he drops into coverage like almost ever. Just let this guy attack. That's what I want.
Yeah. I think Greg Williams would probably make him try to attack more than he would cover because I haven't really seen any other outside linebackers drop back into coverage. I mean, this is obviously a little bit irrelevant, but do you remember back in 2016 when Sheldon Richardson played outside linebacker?
Oh God, I love Sheldon. I love Sheldon. It killed me that I've been wearing a Sheldon Richardson jersey since the last 3 years, and it just killed me that we lost him because he always had a high motor. I would support Sheldon Richardson over Brandon Marshall. I think that was that whole issue after the Kansas City game where Fitz threw 5 picks or something.
Like, I'm still wondering, why did he play outside linebacker?
Because he was more athletic. He was just, you try to get your best players on the field, and that's the reason why you either don't sign Muhammad Wilkerson or you take Vic Beasley. And I think that's the issue that we could pop into this year. And the reason why I do endorse taking Josh Allen over Quinnen Williams, if that's the pick, because I think, we have the D tackle in Leonard Williams. If you take Quinnen Williams, are you really going to spend, $15, $16 million a year on Leonard Williams next year? Or are you just going to roll with Quinnen Williams and try to replace, Leonard Williams with a cheaper alternative?
Yeah, that's definitely the concern is, where would Quinnen Williams kind of fit on that field? Because, would you use Steve McClendon as a rotational kind of player? What? I mean, I heard Quinnen Williams can also play the defensive end role, which would definitely be interesting. But where he's best fit, the player I think best succeeds where he could be best fit. I mean, that's not the case with all players, but I think with a guy like Quinnen Williams, that could be the case. But who knows what Greg Williams would have up his sleeve.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that is – I'm going to hang up on this caller. I apologize. Thank you for the call. Boom! I need an ejector seat. That's what I got to do. I got to get an ejector seat sound. Just shoot someone out every time I hang up.
Call from
Vinny.
What's up, Vinny? Welcome to the Cockpit.
What's up, Vinny? How you doing?
What's up? You learn things in college? Heck, I had to teach my professor how to friggin' render a character in a 3D game engine.
Ooh, yeah, I don't know if I know how to do that. I'm pretty good with my editing skills and my Adobe Photoshop and stuff, but I can't touch
that's
games.
That's actually a true story. I'm that was appearing were the eyeballs and the clothes.
Vinny,
and I just tinkered around 5 minutes. I figured out to show it to him.
Vinny might know the most obscure jet facts of any caller that I've had on my show. Now, I really I always screw up his name, but I think Mark's the caller that always called. He'll call in 10 minutes. He calls at 9:30 every time, without a doubt. Now, he knows a ton of Jets history, and I like talking to both of them, but I feel like Vinny knows really obscure, like weird things. So hit me with some facts, Vinny.
Okay, yeah. Before that, I'm gonna say a sad but true Jets fact. I've told David this one.
What is it?
The moment you realize the Beatles' last concert is newer than the Jets winning the Super Bowl.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Ouch. Dude, that's like, I heard it.
That's true, though.
Oh, it's...
Super Bowl III, January 12th, 1969. Beatles rooftop concert, January 30th, 1969.
Oh, wow, that's ridiculous. I heard it, so I just thinking about something. It has nothing to do with football or anything like that. I was listening to a Joe Rogan podcast the other day, and they were talking about how Cleopatra is closer to the iPhone than she is to when the pyramids were created. Like, that's how old those friggin' pyramids are. She's actually closer in age, or closer, like, in time frame to the iPhone than she is the Great Pyramids.
Well, we'll have to see when you're the last pharaoh of Egypt.
I guess that'll happen. What's up?
Yeah.
Anything else on your mind? What are you thinking for the draft?
Well, I'm thinking. Obviously you've heard the Ed Oliver rumors.
Oh God, no!
I
don't want him. I like. Look,
no,
I had.
No. I was listening. I heard that on the radio. Joe and Evan. I was hearing his voice, and I could just remember exactly what he said, word for word, in his voice. Like, bro, are you kidding me, bro? This is the same franchise that drafted Kenny O'Brien over Dan Marino, bro. And no offense to Kenny, but he ain't Dan Marino, bro.
Oh
You
God.
gotta love Joe and Evan, man.
Oh God, I can't stand those two. They get me fired up. Like, now I don't even listen to like all their stuff, but like when I watch them start, like they just have such a negative outlook on everything, and I get it. They've been salty fans for a long time, so I understand it. I'm optimistic. Get out of my face with your
I'm optimistic too. But
what would you think if they took Oliver? I have not done my research.
I am just it's like, if you're going to take a defensive tackle, which we don't really need, the defensive line I think is solid for now. I don't see any glaring holes unless, they see something that we don't. And even if you're going to go defensive tackle, why don't you take the safer player in Quinnen Williams if he's there?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think, like, now I think the Oliver, like, smoke or whatever, I think that's probably if they trade down and maybe trying to get someone to bite on a trade up. But I don't know. I don't think it makes any... Oh, Gangrene David is handsome. No. David, do you have an alias? Are you typing that in the chat?
Who said no? I didn't type. Who said that?
Look at that. That's Ken from J. I can't read the whole thing. What is it? Ken from Japan. Japan.
I think that just made my night.
See, there you go. I'm feeling a little unloved right now. Vinny,
hey, listen, you're the one that's engaged, man.
That's what it is. I can't. Becca, love me. Oh God, Vinny, anything else on your mind?
Look at the draft. I was looking up some stuff about some of the players, and man, Nick Bosa's family's got some blood on their hands.
Oh yeah? Tell me about it.
Apparently, his great-grandfather was the guy who followed up Al Capone in Chicago.
Oh, I like it. Oh, get us the Mafia family. I'm a fan.
Look at it.
Dude, that's why they're such badasses. They've been taking steroids since they were like, great-grandpappy.
Now, for me in the draft, it's Allen or Bosa because I think probably, I could trust. I mean, I don't know how they probably figure out a way to incorporate him in the defense. Maybe they could get him to adjust to a different position. I feel like maybe he's talented enough. Like, for example, there are certain athletes that are talented enough that they're able to play out of their natural position.
Sugar Clay, I'm going to call you out because you told me I have a nicer ass than Gangrene David, and I totally believe you. Because I walked away to go take a piss. That's what it was.
Oh, there it is.
Fuck, Mary. Uh-oh. Hold on. Steven's getting angry. Okay.
Oh, no.
Listen, see what he said? Fuck, marry, kill. Ryan, David, or Ryan's fiance. Well.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. Well, I'd fuck myself. I'd kill David, I'm sorry, and I would marry my fiance. I think that's how it's going.
Well,
everyone else, I don't want to hear what you guys want. You guys never... actually, you might have seen... I showed a picture of my fiance on here once, and
Oh.
it was on a really like obscure video that got like no views because I tried to do a Le'Veon Bell video in the car, and it just didn't really work out at all. But that's where it is.
Now everyone's going to go swarm the video.
See, now that's a good thing because now people are looking at a video that I made like forever ago. I've been preaching Le'Veon Bell for like 6 months now.
There you go.
Yeah, but yeah. Like I was saying, what was I saying? Trying to remember right now.
Oh, I forgot. I got too excited with Sugar Clay.
I was saying, yeah.
You were talking about
there are
Allen or
certain
Bosa.
players in
I agree
sports.
with you. I think it's Bosa or Allen.
There are certain players in sports that are just so talented they're able to play outside their natural position at an elite level. I think Bosa might be one of those guys.
I agree. I think
agree.
you're absolutely right. I think he can go. That's why I'm not as concerned with the
fit. And then to go
fit.
on the offhand thing of something really, I did really odd. I know how you guys I know are sick and tired of the dynamic duo in Foxborough making 31 other fan bases miserable. Am I right?
Oh, absolutely. If they
What
could,
if I told-
if they could trip and fall and like, just not ever play again.
Yeah.
I don't wish them
Well,
harm.
What if I told?
but just
what if
like
I told you? I may have.
There she
I
is.
may have a voodoo. What if I told you I have a voodoo notepad and I kind of wrote Tom Brady and Bill Belichick on it?
a Tom Brady dude. My friend, we used to go to the Jet games. My friend that we used to tailgate with, his name's Mark. He used to have a voodoo doll and would stab the voodoo doll every time something happened, and he would just lose his mind. It was absolutely
Oh yeah, no,
great.
I had a voodoo notepad. I took 2 sheets off of it. I drew them up like Brady and Belichick, and I wrote on there. I put curses, and then I lit it under a candle and I buried it, and then I'm gonna burn it before the season starts.
Fun fact, my
Hello?
fiance is actually in this chat right now. She must be watching me from the bedroom.
Where is she?
She's in the other room. She's the one that said love you. So that's actually my fiance.
Oh, I'm like, I can't entirely see the chat, so I'll probably read that.
She's cool. I like her. She's all right.
Yeah, but I did that so because I just found it in my car. It was just an old notepad, voodoo notepad. I said, give it a shot.
Hey, dude, you got to give it a shot. I appreciate you calling in. I'm going to jump to the next caller, dude. Call in next week.
All right, peace.
Take it easy, Vinny.
Everyone have a happy Earth Day.
What? Happy Earth Day. He's talking about 420. That's what it is. He's chiefing over there.
Before we get to the next caller, bro, I gotta give a shout out to Vinny because Vinny's always got phenomenal stuff to say.
Dude, Vinny's got knowledge.
He does.
Boogie.
Did I hear Boogie? Is that what it is? Welcome to the Cockpit.
Hey guys, how you guys doing?
Not too bad, brother. What's up? What's on your mind?
What's going on, man?
I was gonna say that I don't think the Jets can get too cute with that third pick and try to, manipulate the draft as far as trying to get extra picks when I don't think the GM has been that good with his picks. But I do think I happen to think that a team that might trade up with the Jets will be Denver. I would watch out for that.
Sure.
I think Denver's interested in moving up.
Yeah, I think that could definitely be an option. What do you think? What do you think they would be
I don't
willing to
think they
give
should
up,
drop
and
at
who
a-
are they
I
coming
just
up for?
I think if they come up, I think they're going to come up for like a Drew Lock or something like that. I think they're very interested in getting a quarterback, even though they traded for Joe Flacco. I think they're interested in trading up for a quarterback.
Yeah, I think I could see
Talking
that.
about them,
Yeah.
and I also think that the Jets, I think they can't get too cute. I understand Quentin Williams and Ed Oliver. Man, you've been needing an edge rusher for the past 10 years, and you need to address it like right now. And I don't think you can play with that too much. I think you should just get either Josh Allen. I don't know about Nick Bosa because his brother. These guys are always injured. So I'm not sure if I would invest a third-round pick in that guy at all.
Yeah,
I'm not sold on both of that.
I totally get the fear in Bosa, and if that's the choice they make, I have no issues with it at all. I just think he's one of the top 2 players when he's healthy and on the field. So that's my
Right.
I don't know. I think God, I don't know. It's so hard. It's so hard for me to feel like, do I take Allen just because he's healthy, even though I feel like Bosa's significantly better. I really think he's on another level.
Yeah, I feel like Bosa's just overall the
Yeah.
better player, I think, in this scenario. And, honestly, I think my concern is, what kind of schemes are Greg Williams going to come up with to try to kind of make him more incorporated into the defensive system. But now, like, because he can possibly play out of position too, because of just that talent that he has, then, bro, give me Nick Bosa, bro. Give me Nick Bosa.
No, I completely agree.
I think, you know, to be honest with you guys, I happen to think that, you know, I think Allen is a guy for the simple reason he wound up staying at school. His statistics speak for themselves. I happen to think that he's like what's this guy's name from Denver, the pass rusher over there? Oh my God, I can't remember.
Von Miller.
Von Miller. I think he's a Von Miller type of guy. I don't think you could drop out of that third pick, give up on a great player, to drop down a couple picks and then wind up getting players that are just mediocre. I don't think you can do that. I don't think it makes any kind of sense to do that.
If you think Josh Allen is the next Von Miller, you have to take him. I agree. I don't see it because I don't see the pass rush moves. I really don't. I think he's a great speed rusher. I think he's got great bend. Now, my issue with him is you don't see a swim move, you don't see a spin move, you don't see a bull rush, and that's where I'm concerned because I think faster tackles are just going to move him further outside, and he's going to get washed out of plays, and he's going to be a non-factor. That's my concern with him.
Yeah, I think with
but I think he, you know, the guy, the thing he gives you, you know, what he doesn't give you, then he gives you the other options as far as he could drop in the coverage, he can cover.
Sure.
You know, he's fast like that. You know, I mean, he's much bigger than Darren Lee, I think. You know, I think he fits that mold. I think he can maybe even take on a tight end every once in a while. You know, the other stuff I think is he's got to be coached up. You know, as far as spin moves and all this other. His first step is unbelievable. He's got probably the fastest step in you know, out of all the guys as the edge rusher. I think he's got the fastest step.
Yeah, I think if you
his first step is crazy.
If you feel like he can be taught and like learned, like if he comes on his, like he went on his visit to us and they were like, yo, do this, and they see him just, you know, rip, you know, one way or the other, you know, go for it. I really have no problem with Allen if that's the determination they make. It's just my gut feeling, and it's the same sort of feeling I had with Rosen last year. I was fine with Rosen as the third option, but there was like the Baker and the Sam, the same way there's the Quinnen Williams and the Bosa. Like that's sort of where I'm at.
It's like last year's draft, but now with pass rushers instead of quarterbacks.
Well, dude, what's going to happen next year? Next year is a heavy tackle draft. So if we don't go tackle this year and we get a top 10 pick from, say, Washington or whoever trades down with us, we take our tackle next year. I think you watch these scouting departments and there's a clear thought process. When we were drafting Jamal Adams, I think there was very clearly an eye towards the future. You know, no one really knew what they were getting in Deshaun Watson or Patrick Mahomes. There's a reason why a bunch of quarterback needy teams decided to pass on those guys. And, you know, in retrospect, obviously you take them. But there was an eye towards that following draft. You knew Josh Rosen was coming out. You knew Sam Darnold was coming out. You knew Baker Mayfield was coming out. You knew Josh Allen was coming out. Like, all these guys, even Lamar Jackson, like 5 quarterbacks in the first round. I think there's an eye on the future, which isn't necessarily good because you don't know if you're going to be there next year. Like,
right.
Do you think there's an issue with would Mike McCagnon take a lesser trade down option if he's the only one on the phone? Like if he's making the deal, would he take a lesser trade down option to get picks this year, knowing that if he doesn't succeed, he may not be back next year and may not want to go with that, like, you know, future pick? Is that a concern?
Man, you know, I just think I think at the end of the season McCagan's going to get fired, so I don't think he's going to do that. I don't think that's going to be his mindset.
Okay.
I think his mindset's going to be I'm going to try to do everything I can to get us. I think this year's a playoff push. I think they're going to try to do that. I think you know, we need a couple more good players. I think we need another cornerback. I don't think Roberts is the answer at that side, but you know, we could probably address that in the 3rd round or something like that. Or if we slide back and pick up a 2nd round, then we could, you know, pick a cornerback in the 2nd round.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's a lot of potential for this season. I think if the Jets do trade down and we get more players, I think there's an even better chance that we make the playoffs. My concern is the AFC is pretty tough as far as, like, you're talking the Chiefs or the Chargers. One of them is getting a wild card. One of them is getting the division.
Patriots too.
Right.
And then, I mean, just to get out of our division is going to be tough. We really need Brady to fall back a little bit and like not having Gronk. Hopefully we beat them early in the season. They go on a rough stretch, and maybe we steal the division. I think the wild card's gonna be kind of tough to get into.
I agree.
Yeah, it's gonna be real hard. I think if we
Yo,
drop
UCF
back and-
Jaguar, what's up, dude? I haven't talked to you in forever.
Jaguars in the house?
He's in the house. What's up, fella?
Let's go.
Sorry, dude.
Well, listen,
keep
guys,
talking.
it was
Keep
nice
talking.
talking to you guys.
Thanks, dude. Thanks. I appreciate your call. Call in next week.
All right, bye.
Bye. UCF Jaguar. Yes.
Shout out to UCF Jaguar. Always phenomenal, man.
Dude, I get excited when other teams, like, fans and, YouTubers chime in. Every now and then. Do you
all my live streams?
Do you follow hashtag sports?
I do not.
Follow them. They're a great Bills channel. I follow like Believers or whatever that. There's like Buffalo Fanatics. That's one of them. But I like the guys from hashtag sports. I haven't been able to watch some of their videos recently, but they are really good. They're two dudes that just started. They started around the same time I did, as far as starting their channel. They were actually like within probably a week or two of me, and I've just we've been going back and forth for over a year now.
Mark.
Oh, there he is. What's up, Mark? I knew it was like 9:30. I was like, this dude's chomping at the bit to call in.
What's up, man?
That's right. I sure as hell have been. You know it's my time, buddy.
Oh, absolutely. What's on your mind?
What's going on,
No,
man?
first of all, I wanted to say hello to David. I just want you to know that I have been a subscriber of yours. I don't really go into the chat, but I watch your channel, and I think you're a hell of a Jet fan. I love the passion that you show, and I think you're terrific.
Well, thank you for the kind words, man. I really appreciate it. And of course, it's compliments like this and subscribers like you guys that really continue to motivate me to make videos. But just don't worry about it, man. The content's only going to get better.
Yeah,
you just wait.
Check out that new screen. Look at the new green screen he's got. He's on top of a building right now.
Let's go. I have New York City.
Yeah, no, it looks great. But there's only one thing I want to say to David, and that is I hope what has happened to me as being a Jet fan since roughly 1976, I hope what has happened to me over the years doesn't happen to you.
He's been crying in a corner. Just it's like getting hit with. It's like tying a sock to a fan with batteries in it and just getting whacked over and over again. That's what being a Jet fan's like.
That's right. I mean, I'm 52 years old, and hopefully, when you guys turn 52, you cannot have to put up with the same crap that I put up with. That's all.
Dude, I hope I don't have to either. So you were real young when we got the Super Bowl then.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was only like 3 when they were in the Super Bowl, but I think I once mentioned to you, my father had season tickets from the time that they were the Titans.
Yeah.
And my father actually, when they were in the Super Bowl, he and his friend that had the season tickets together went down to Miami, saw the Super Bowl, but didn't take me. But not that it would have mattered much at 3 years old. But
yeah, no, I don't.
And then I started going to Shea Stadium to see them in '76.
Who do you want in the draft, Mark?
Okay, what do I want in the draft? I think we briefly touched on this last week, but
we definitely did.
If they stay at 3, I think any one of those any Bosa, Williams, Allen, and I'll take any one of them, to be honest with you. But I do not want them to remain at number 3. I would like to see them trade down with somebody and pick up, a few more picks in this draft and pick up some for next season,
Now, do you... So that's...
Sorry.
Go on, David. You go first.
Okay. So you're on the side of trading down, correct?
Absolutely.
Listen, that's definitely an option to be open for. I mean, I'm willing to trade down if it's for a very, very considerable offer. I mean, I'm not going to trade down and get ripped off, especially with that caliber at that pick. If I'm trading down, especially with a pick like number 15, even in the top 10, I want a pretty convincing offer. Like there's a lot of articles that state, the Jets might try to at least trade down and get that second round pick back that they lost for Darnold.
That would hurt. I want the trade down, but I think my favorite trade down partner is the Raiders because we still get one of those top 3 defensive guys, and you wind up getting, a late first round pick. I think that's probably my ideal situation. I mean, if the Giants will give up 6 and 17, I could be swayed.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, the closer it gets to the draft, and especially on draft day itself, if somebody does want to swap picks and trade up and have us trade down, I mean, the more we're going to get for the pick.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I mean that's really what I'm hoping for. But to me, also, right now there's nothing more important than edge rush, and I think offensive line is right up there with it. That's just as important. Our offensive line, quite frankly, in my eyes, is garbage. Absolute garbage. So we have to upgrade the whole line.
Yeah, I'm a believer in Shell. I don't know if he'll be healthy for the start of the season. I'm fine with Beecham for this year. I think we can't be worse at center, but I thought that last year with, I was like, oh, I'm happy with Spencer Long because he was like 15th or 16th center. We can't be worse than last year.
That's what I call him now. I call him Mr.
Yeah,
I can't stand it.
Oh, I'm sorry, David. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. I was just making a little bit of a joke.
Oh, okay. Yeah, look, I mean, we don't have a number 1 center, which is unbelievable to me. I can't believe we missed the boat on Morse and what was the other guy's name?
It was
Paradis.
Paradis, yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe we missed the boat on either one of those guys.
I think Paradis I think the reason we skipped on him was injuries. I think they were concerned about the injury history. Morris, I like what the Bills did. I think the Bills are going to be sneaky good this year, and that's why I think we split with them.
Yeah, especially they also got Cole Beasley and John Brown, too. Like, those are 2 speedy receivers right there. And they have LeSean McCoy.
Yeah. Well, look, I just hope. Look, I mean, McCagnon has been pretty lousy with his mid-round picks, but I just
half of them don't even.
I
think almost all of them don't even play in the league anymore.
What's that?
I think almost all those mid-round picks are gone. Literally, I think the first round picks
you're absolutely right. But what I'm getting at is and it goes back to what I was saying earlier, is that I hope they don't pull some kind of nonsense like they used to pull in the older drafts, where they pull some guy out of their hat that nobody's heard of, or you know what I mean. Every single draft since probably the early '80s, they used to always manage to do that. They used to pick people where people would just look at each other and say, "Who the hell is that?"
You know what's going to happen? They're going to be like, we're going to be all sneaky and we know what's going on. We're going to draft Rashawn Gary at 3, and I'm just going to be like, flip the table. Damn it. God damn it.
We're going to be at the Jets draft party, right?
Man.
I think if the Jets
were
to draft Rashawn Gary at 3.
Every time I talk to you, this is also the time my wife makes me go walk the dog. So,
well, go walk the dog. Dude, thank you for calling in again. I'll talk to you next week.
All right. Hey, David, once again, you're doing a great job, man. Keep it up.
Thank you, my man. I appreciate it. We'll do. And just stay focused, man. The content will only get better. Mark my words.
Dude, I love talking to Mark. I love the comments, too. Every time Mark comes on, it's like, oh, Grandpa Mark. And he's talking on the phone, so he doesn't even get to see the comments. I hope he sits back and watches the comments after this because they're great. All the guys on the side of the live chat and the live stream and everything enjoy Mark's, commentary. So, well,
shout out to Dentinator 10 for joining the chat. That's definitely a very optimistic fan. I see in Bad Dog streams, but I don't know why. Like, I apologize to all the callers that I accidentally talk over them. Like, I can hear them, but of course, like, I can't. When them chiming in is definitely very unpredictable. But what I was trying to say is, if the Jets were to draft someone like Rashawn Gary, we're going to be at the draft party. I think I might just live stream myself going on the floor, rolling back and like, no! Is this real? Is this real? What? What's going? What happened here?
Yo, welcome to the Cockpit. I couldn't hear your name. I apologize.
Sorry about that.
Oh, Detonator 10.
No, Detonator 10. What's up, dude?
What's up, man? I see you at Bad Dog streams all the time.
Yeah.
How you guys doing?
What's on your mind?
Well, I just got back from a Boy Scout meeting and stuff, so I'm just having fun now. Going to bed.
Very cool.
You guys talking Jets?
Hell yeah, always talking Jets.
Always
I want to
talking
talk some
Jets.
Boy Scouts though. Are you going for like Eagle Scout yet, or are you like older? Than...
I'm already an Eagle Scout. I'm 18 years old, so I'm
you're
already an
helping
Eagle
me.
Scout.
I got you.
Yeah,
What'd you do for your
I
project?
became a
What was your thing?
So I had to restructure a little league field.
Oh,
so
very
I
cool.
helped. So I helped repaint 4 dugouts. Built, reshingled one of the roofs of the dugouts. Built the shed, shingled the shed, painted that shed, and then painted another shed.
You know what that just made me think of?
What?
I think it was it Step Brothers? Oh yeah, my baseball team's doing pretty good. Oh, you're a little league coach? Fantasy league. So I apologize, but no, that's awesome, dude. That's really cool. I'm big into the charity work and stuff like that, so that's cool. What's on your mind, jet wise?
Yeah.
What are you thinking? What's on your mind?
I'm kind of after like the speculations of like other mock drafts. I'm kind of scared about like what we're gonna do. I don't know. Like I'm not like scared. I'm just it's so unpredictable because the Jets could either they're saying they're determined to trade down. I think that's what the most recent report was. But like if they stay at 3, you have to go the top defensive prospect. I want to go reaching to like a number 6, number 7th pick like Rashawn Gary or like. An Ed Oliver type person, take the best available player there, kind of like a McHagan does. McHagan, if you ever notice, he always takes best available player. I just hope they just stick to that kind of, thing because the top 3 defensive linemen will probably go within the first, I'd say 5 to 6 picks.
I think they'll probably go top 4. I don't know if they'll definitely go top 5. I don't think you'll see anyone fall past Tampa.
Yeah, I don't see anybody going past Oakland, to be honest.
Yeah, it's only if Haskins, if someone trades up for Haskins, that's the only way they fall to 5.
Yeah.
That's my
thought.
thought.
I'm just like, because I wasn't. If you look at like the early reports when Cliff Kingsbury was just hired, right? They said that they were going to stick with Rosen. So Josh Rosen's our guy, everything like that. And then speculation came out saying, oh, no. Cliff Kingsbury was a big fan of Kyler, said he'd draft number 1.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're going back to the point, like, you don't know what they're going to do.
I think a lot of this is for TV. I think the NFL probably says, hey, if you want Bosa, pretend you want Murray. Or like there's a lot, because there's not as much excitement if I would bet what was it?
If it was predictable, yeah.
Well, I bet the Texans probably wanted Mario Williams the entire time, and they just wanted to hype Reggie Bush because he was the popular hot name at the time. And I think you see that with a few, I don't know. I think maybe the Browns wanted Baker the entire time, and they, kind of worked Sam Darnold so that way there was a better ratings boost. I don't know. It's interesting to think. I think with Cliff Kingsbury saying, I would take Murray number 1 overall, like the week before they played him in college, I don't know how much stock to put in it. Now, it does seem like because he's had Baker Mayfield, because he's had Patrick Mahomes, because he's had Davis Webb and like all these different quarterbacks. Did he have Case Keenum? I know Keenum played at Texas Tech, but I don't know if he had him there. But all these different quarterbacks, I think Murray could fit that mold well. I don't think Rosen fits his mold like at all, but it's kind of weird because they signed him prior to knowing Murray was gonna get going to the draft this year.
Yeah, I think there's like a lot of swerves when it comes to draft. Like last year we got swerved with Mayfield. This year we could get swerved edge rusher wise. Like I feel like it could be. I feel like we could get swerved defensive wise. I mean, who knows what could happen?
What happens if it goes like Bosa and then Quinn Williams and then what if the Jets can't trade out? Like what if that's? I mean, I'm sure they could. Quarterback always goes in the top 3.
I mean, if they can't trade out, I mean, do you still draft that Josh Allen
or would you take like a way lesser trade back? That would hurt. I feel like you have to take Allen.
But I feel like if Kyler Murray falls to 3, they'll trade back. I feel like they can.
I agree. Go on. What's your question?
Now, I'm not sure how many people brought this up, but let's take the Jets theoretically took Josh Allen. They stayed at number 3. No one really was biting for it, and they took Josh Allen. Greg Williams, even though he's in a 3-4, the Jets say they're sticking with a 3-4. What if Greg Williams wants to work back into the 4-3? Would Allen still be suitable for that position, even though they're working back to 4-3? Do you think Greg Williams would be able to help him adapt to the 4-3 system, or do you think it's going to end up being a whole, bust of a situation?
I think there's not a lot of, like, if someone says we're in the 3-4 and that's our base defense, I think that probably means, like, we play it 40 to 50% of the time. I think we're going to see a lot of different fronts. I think, if we take Allen or Bosa, they're going to be playing in the 4-3. They're going to be playing in the 3-4. They're going to be playing in the 5-2, whatever the hell that is. They'll be in a whole.
Well, Detonator. Well, actually, I don't mean to cut you guys off, but that's a good question. I think you would make that question with Nick Bosa, because I think you would make that question, and I've said this in a lot of my videos, like if the Jets were to draft Nick Bosa, right, and then I think you would ask that question, would Greg Williams revert back to the 4-3? Since Greg Williams is running the 3-4 base, because that's what he can do, and that's what a lot of players have grown to become accustomed to under Casey Rogers. Granted, his defensive play calls were horrible, but the defensive system itself, I think a lot of players are accustomed to. So you're going to see Greg Williams, I think, run some 4-3 packages, but I think the 3-4 is going to be the base. I think that if you draft Josh Allen, you stick with that 3-4, which is why I want him. I think the fit is definitely ideal. And I think you pair him with Jordan Jenkins. I think that outside linebacker position is definitely fulfilled, especially since you have stuff done at the defensive line, too.
Yeah, exactly. That's because 4-3 is a very dependable, because it's a 4 lineman, 3 linebacker, right? 4 lineman, 3 linebacker set. And, 4-3 is, you want to have great edge rushers from the defensive ends, and we have two, we have 2 good ones. Leonard Williams, the thing with Leonard Williams is they put him, I think, weren't they experimenting him a little bit last year, like in different positions? Like they put him in like a little bit outside linebacker spot and a defensive end, a defensive tackle spot. I think, right? Were they doing that last year? I'm not completely correct on that one, but
they move him around a little bit.
Yeah. They move him around, and he wasn't able to get to production as everyone was all hyping up to be. But you put another edge rusher. I feel like everyone's the same. Is you put another edge rusher, or you bring in another defensive tackle, and you get one that's dominant. All the pass rush of the Jets weren't that great due to the fact that you had only one thing: double team Leonard Williams. Everyone else would be fine on the line. Double team Leonard Williams, and and I know you had Henry Anderson on the other side, but
I think there was
double team Leonard.
I'm pretty sure I saw a tweet or a stat or something like that Leonard Williams wasn't actually double teamed the way all of us feel he was. I think it was Henry Anderson and
Clendon or
McClendon. I think those guys were actually doubled more than Leonard Williams was. It's kind of weird. It's like a little shaky. Like I feel like Williams should be more double teamed than anyone else.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I don't. I look, I see a whole bunch of green and whatever uniform it is. I'm just like, oh wait, where is the guy? And
it's like, oh damn it, he didn't get through. He's got to be double teamed. I got you.
Next thing you know, the ball's in the receiver's hands, and you never know what's going to happen after that.
Dude, I appreciate you calling in. We're gonna try and take one more caller before we hit 10 o'clock.
All right. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Boom! You're ejected.
See you at Bad Dogs Chat.
Dude, it's cool. I like when people, come in from different, areas, and like we recognize their names from different like streams and stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. Yeah, my camera's dying, but it'll last the extra 6 minutes. When I did my Le'Veon Bell like draft night video, I was on this, and then my camera died. I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do? And then I figured out like I could switch to my like IMAX like camera.
I saw that video. You were going nuts.
I switched over.
I remember even Le'Veon Bell. Like I was about to go to sleep, and as soon as he started, I'm like, we got him.
Oh my god, dude! I lost my friggin' mind.
Call from.
We're off from North Carolina.
To accept, press.
Oh, we got my buddy from North Carolina. What's up, brother? Welcome to the cockpit.
I think I know this
Long
guy.
time no talk. I've been trying to get a hold of you last few weeks. Hey, what's up, Gangrene David?
What's up, man? Long time no talk.
Yeah. I'm glad I finally got through. It looks like you're doing pretty well. I know the line's been tied up for quite a while, but finally got through.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. What's on your mind?
a couple of things. Obviously, the draft. I'm kind of conflicted, between Josh Allen and Quentin Williams. Because I think each one, they're going to bring a different kind of skill set. If we're going to go into the 4-3, obviously Quentin Williams is fit. Because I think he's an absolute a monster and a very rare talent, which we haven't had on the interior probably since Chris Jenkins, if you remember him, his brief career, and because his knee didn't hold up.
If Chris Jenkins could have stayed healthy, he was awesome. He was so much fun to watch.
Yeah. He still has some YouTube video. You can pull him up, a couple of clips for him rushing and slapping guys around, with the Jets, and it was very impressive.
Oh, yeah, dude, he was a beast. He was an absolute animal. And then his brother, Colin Jenkins, played for the Packers and I think the Giants, too, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting night. I'm kind of nervous, anticipating this draft. It's pretty much in stone that Murray's going to go one. I think Arizona wants to make that transition to him, but he has too much upside, too much talent, potential to pass up. And San Francisco, they really like both of them. So that falls in our favor. We're going to have a choice between Quentin Williams and Josh Allen. Now, I really like Josh Allen as far as the package. They say he's a good young man, good quality, tremendous upside. Now, I heard you mention him a little earlier, that, as far as shedding those bigger offensive linemen. But I got some news for you. He's listed at high 250s. Now, he's going to get bigger. Now, you imagine, you project him 2 to 3 years down the road with another 10 pounds of muscle and just a little bit of technique. He's going to be a handful. He's going to be tremendous.
Dude, I get it. My issue with that is that he just doesn't feel like he's got the pass rush moves. So, like, if he was, dominating a smaller offensive tackle in, like, the college ranks, I'd feel a little more comfortable, I think. If Greg Williams feels like he can teach him the pass rush moves, I'm sold. I'm all on it. He's healthy.
Yeah.
He's a local kid. He's got a good head on his shoulders.
I think the thing about him and Bosa, they compare the two. See, Bosa isn't as naturally athletically freaky as Allen is, where he needs that whole package, that whole suitcase of pass rush moves. I don't think Allen needs all that. Just a little bit to get his strength up, and I think he's going to be tremendous.
For me, I think Allen could have a higher ceiling. I think Bosa has a higher floor, but not as high of a ceiling. Like, I think we've almost gotten to Bosa's ceiling.
I can kind of see him on a down year, still giving us 8 or 9 sacks on a down year. I'm projecting him. And then I think his high number could be 13, 14 sacks, somewhere in there, 15, so somewhere along the line, bearing injury. And I think he could be very good. Because I can help but think back to the 80s. I'm a little older Jet fan like Joe Meningo. I remember the Giants, and they had Taylor and all of them. For the first time, seeing Josh Allen as a possibility to the Jets makes me think back. We've never had a linebacker like him. We had Mo Lewis, who was a Pro Bowler. He was very good. Calvin Pace was solid, but he wasn't a dominant pass rusher for the first time. Josh Allen is sitting there. This kid... I kind of liken it to Man of Steel. You ever seen? I know you talk about movies. You love movies like I do.
Love movies.
You remember Man of Steel? At first, he couldn't fly. That's why I look at Josh Allen. If you look at him 2 or 3 years from now, dude,
that's just it.
Josh Allen's your pick, man. That's what you're saying. Josh Allen's the guy for you.
I love it, dude. We're gonna see what happens on April 25th, and we're gonna see what the Jets decide to do. We're going to be at the draft April 25th, Thursday. Come see us. We're going to be hanging out, having a good time. Just say hi to us. We love it. Guys, we are getting close to that time. It's 9:59. I'm going to throw the goggles back on. Oh, Ghostly Gaming. This dude has subscribed. I get a little Jets Sam Darnold with a thumbs up. Guys, thank you so much. If you like this collaboration, if you want to see more of this, hit that like button. Hit those comments down below. Tune in to Gangrene David. Subscribe to his channel. He's an awesome Jets YouTuber. We have a lot of fun together. This is Jets Talk signing off.
Peace out, guys.
One
See you guys next
more time. Where's my damn music? I need my outro. Boom. Here we go. Jets Talk. One more time. J-E-T-S.